I am Helly, drummer of KILLIN'BAUDELAIRE.
Hi, I'm Nixe, the guitarist of KILLIN'BAUDELAIRE.
And you are watching Loud TV.
I'm not the right one. You turn me on, you drop me high, then you just bring me down. I'll be the right one.
You are maybe the most French band from Italy. So why this Killing Baudelaire? Why maybe you should have chosen Jules Verne or I don't know. Why not?
It's true. It's a nice question. Maybe.
So the real story is that in the last day of the year, Nixe and Cleo, our singer, spent the night together and with their friends. So they were spending the last day of the year making parties like this. At a certain point, both were drunk. Okay. And when people is drunk, people can do strange things, stuff like this. So Nixe, she loves poetry. So she found a book about Baudelaire. Okay. So she started to read something, and at a certain point, Cleo was with her. Cleo was listening to Nixe, and she started to vomit on a table. Nixe just kind of, I don't know how to explain her face, but she was kind of shocked with the book in her hand. She was holding the book in her hand, and then the book fell on the table, but on the table there were the vomit of Cleo. And then Cleo was really drunk, of course. She took a knife and she kind of killed the book of Baudelaire with that knife. So there were the book of Baudelaire full of vomit and with a knife. So from the day the name of the band began was Killing Baudelaire. So actually this is the story. This is the official story. It's a pretty strange, but sometimes when you drink too much stuff and you start to mix all the shit can happen.
Yes.
Okay, thank you for this amazing story.
Yeah, it's really important.
We are funny girls, we are.
So you released your first EP 4 years ago.
Yeah.
And your very new album, your very first album, is out for a month. So why so much time between both cities? Because of the lineup changes?
Probably this is one of the reasons, because we changed the lineup like twice before arriving to this final. And yes, it took a lot of time also because we wanted to be very sure of the songs. It took a lot to produce the song, to write them and to record them, and also because we all work, so it was not possible to close ourselves in our house and stay there for 2 months and do everything, because it was impossible. We had to go to our regular jobs, and so they took some time to perform. And then we just waited because the album was ready like last year, but we preferred to wait for the perfect time to release it, and it comes up. This is not the perfect time at all, because after the album was released, we've been locked down. So we are funny, but we are not so lucky. So let's see what happens right now, and we really hope to have the chance to promote the album as soon as possible.
Yeah.
You recorded in in the studio in the north of Italy. And what
Yeah,
about the you work in studio with the producer compared
yeah.
to the EP, because the sound of the guitar is
Okay.
quite much better.
Yeah, yeah, it's quite different. Also, the styles of the two producers we work with, they're very different. And the first one in the EP, it has, like more alternative rock, American alternative rock influences. So the guitars were lighter and there were more arpeggios and more clean sounds. But then when we started working on the album songs, um, we decided to put much effort in something heavier, and also we recorded much more guitar tracks in the album. There are a lot of guitar tracks, and our producer, actually we had two producers. One is our manager, and one is a is a
Sound
producer.
engineer.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Yeah, something engineer.
It's
And
Francesco.
yeah,
Francesco Altare. Yeah.
exactly.
And they help me a lot in all the producing, so in all the lines of the guitars, because they're just not one. There's the main guitar, the main tracks, and then there are some just little sounds put there
Mm.
to make everything whole and more nice to hear. So it's been longer work, but I think that the result is better and fuller.
Yeah, I think that actually working with a producer, it allows you to kind of take a step back from what you do. So, you have the chance to do it better. Yeah.
Of course, because you can do anything. You can do everything, like writing everything. It's good to work with other people because they can give you because they are
Point of view,
more,
their point of view.
yeah, they are better than you in some things because it's their work. So you
Yeah,
can
yeah.
go with your idea, you can have a strong lyric, you can have a strong riff, but it's so difficult that you can compose and create a whole song all by yourself. It's
Oh, yeah.
impossible. So this was good for this reason.
Okay, and it's really funny because you are quite a young band, but this first album is very diversified.
I think that if we didn't took so much time for do it, I mean the result could have been, of course, not the same. But I really think that the time was needed to make this final result, and yeah, I think it's an interesting album also because it sounds so various.
So
Yeah.
the album is called Vertical Horizon, which is of course two words that are the opposite.
Yeah.
What's the meaning? And very cool artwork, very
Mm.
blue
Thank you.
or very blue, or
Thanks.
it's of course it reminds me the sea of
Yeah.
Italy, the
Yeah.
seashore. So yeah, what about these topics and etc.
Actually, there's a meaning about this album. It's not really. I don't think it's really a concept album, but actually there is a meaning that, in a certain way, unites unite unites all the songs, and it's about uh, going down, touching the darkness of the ocean. If you go really deep in the ocean, there is the dark, but then you can also come back in the opposite way, see the light to touch the horizon. And if you want to touch the horizon while you are inside the sea, you have to go in a vertical direction. So that's why we use the animal, which is the name, I don't know the English name, the
Jellyfish.
jellyfish. Exactly. So yeah, we found that that images represent the meaning that we give to all the entire album. I mean,
Yeah,
I see it in
because
this way.
it yeah, because it moves vertically and not horizontally, and so the horizon is like your goal, your final destination, not the film. And but it's cool to move vertically and not horizontally. And also, it is also the name of the last song. And at that time, I was writing the song, and I thought about Vertical Horizon name, and I said, oh my god, I don't know if we can use it for the title of the album or the title of the song. So I was like, oh my god, what should we should do? And so we decided to put both for the name of the song and the album, because it was, you know, it was nice to put them both to the titles.
So you should have tour for this album. I think
Yeah.
you should have played something like four or five shows
Five.
in Italy and Norway in April. So I
Mm.
bet
Yeah.
you can tell everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, or kind of postponed, but we
Yeah.
don't still don't know when. When, yeah,
Mm.
when.
Yeah.
So what are yeah?
Uh,
Do you have any plan to tour? I've read that you already tour in France in many countries. And what are your your next plans to invade Europe?
Well, actually, it's really hard to answer to this question, but we know that, I mean, our label and our booking manager, I mean, is in touch with the clubs and
yeah.
all the guys that were supposed to work with us. But for sure, we wanted and we would like to come back in France and in other countries. So
Mm-mm.
yeah, we think positive, and we know that it will happen. We don't know when, but